Okay, since last class we had a blackboard, so the portion which I could not uh, project, so I am just going through this in essence only. The class was taken. The module 3 was started, and module 3 and module 4 is related to networking. Module 4 is specifically for routing protocols. So the course outcome is combined for module 3 and 4. And network layer and data layer difference is that data link layer concerns with the delivery of packet between two nodes on same link, whereas network layer addresses the whole network from source to destination across multiple links. So major function is routing mechanism. In third module we discuss the addressing part. It is called logical addressing, also called IP addressing. It has two versions, 32-bit version called IPv4 and 128-bit called IPv6. At the same time, two devices can never have the same IP address. So a device having M connections will require M addresses. So it is for the interface that IP address exists, not for the device, the number of connections to the network. Now this is the address space since 32 bits are used. However, only much less is used because of certain restrictions. And this is the notation. So 8 bits, 4 groups, each of 8 bits. So it is this dotted decimal notation is more common, and binary notation it's difficult. So we use this dotted decimal notation. So there are certain differences. So 45 should not have a zero, leading zero. That is an error. And here you cannot have more than four numbers. Here there are 5 numbers, and here something greater than 255 is put. With 8 bits you can have only 255. So this is also an error. And here binary as well as dotted decimal combination is used. So this is an error. So this is how we actually need to write the dotted decimal notation. So initially there was a classful addressing, A, B, C, D, E classes. 5 classes were there. And class A, the first byte, first bit was 0. Second, class B, first 2 bits were 10. Class C, first 3 bits were like this. And class D and E. So looking at these first few bits, you can find which class the address belongs to. Equivalently, when you fix first bit 0 and vary the remaining bits, the variation is 0 to 128 in the decimal. So this is class A. When you fix the first bit and then second bit as 0 and vary the other bits, you get 128 to 199. So these are the first bytes for the in decimal notation. So we don't look at this binary notation. So first byte is between 0 and 127, it is class A. Between 128 and 199, it is class B. And 192 to 223, it is class C. 224 to 239, class D. 240 to 255, class C. These numbers are obtained from these starting numbers, which are getting fixed based on the class. The first few bits tells the class. In decimal notation, first bytes tells the class. So here we can see that there is one byte here in yellow which denotes the network portion called net ID, and 3 bytes are in white which denotes the host portion, number portion called host ID. In class B, 2 portions for net ID. So more networks can be covered, and in each network you can have a host corresponding to 2 bytes. And in class 3 we have 3 bytes for network portion and only 1 byte. 1 byte means 255 hosts only in one network. So these are 3 types of addressing. So how to find the class of each network? So if you know the binary notation, you can just look and find. So if it is 0, it is class A. If it is 110, it is class C. If it is 14 means between 0 and 127, it is class A. If it is 252, so it is comes here, it is class D. 52 class E. Yeah, here class E. So by looking at the first few bits or the first byte, we can find the class of each address. So IP address is net ID plus host ID. Now basically, when you fix the net ID bits, the number of blocks possible in a network address. So the number of networks possible is between 0 to 128 is 128, and each network can have this many hosts. So these many networks in class B, and these many hosts within that, and these many networks in class C, and these many hosts within each network. And these applications are for unicast from one specific node to another specific node. Class D and E. D is reserved for multicast, one person transmitting to many persons, many nodes, one node transmitting to many nodes, and class E was reserved. So these they envisaged because class A was designed for large organization, large number of hosts. Class B for mid-size organization, class C for small organization, class D for multicasting, and class D was E was reserved. So the authorities wrongly predicted the need for these many groups, etc. These many addresses were wasted actually in classful addressing. So this shows a addressing in which the net ID portion are 24 bits. So 223.13 is the net ID. So 223.11 is this network. 223.12 is this network. 223.13 defines this network. And within that network, the host is 12, hosts are 12, hosts are 123. So this router has three interfaces: 223.12, 223.13, 223.11, and there is specific address for each of the interface for a router. Now, how many interfaces are there? Those interfaces has addresses. Here each device has an address. So router has three IP address since it has three interfaces. So IP address associated with each interface. So there is a network portion which are 24 bits. So we will see how network portion and host portion, host ID portion, net ID portion are fixed using a number. A classful addressing, large part of available address were wasted. So the net ID and the host ID. So 8 bits are net ID and 16 bits are net ID in class B, and 24 bits are net ID in class C. Remaining represents the number of nodes. Now we define a mask. Mask means the net ID portion as ones and the remaining are zeros. So 1111 ones followed by 0 is 255.000. So we put /8. So the 8 leftmost bits are 1. That is the meaning. Classless. We are gradually entering classless interdomain routing notation. However, in classful addressing also, this is having 8 bits of mask. B is having 16 bits of masks. So the net ID portion, everything you put 1. So 16 bits are there, 255. Net ID portion, all the 3 bytes you put 1, 255 /24. So the leftmost 254 bits are 1. Mask has ones for the net ID. So it is /n, where n equal to 8, 16 or 24 in classful addressing. So this is a example of classless addressing actually. In classless addressing, we write /n and n is variable. So that is the difference. Here n is fixed. Class A it is 8, class B it is 16, class C it is 24. Whereas in classless it becomes /n where n is variable. Now since class A, class B, class C in classless class full addressing was fixed net ID, sometimes a organization would have obtained a large block in class A or B. So it may need larger number of network portion, which means we need to increase the number of ones in the mask. So network portion is determined by the number of ones. So it will do some internal grouping here, so that internally it can extend these ones. That is called this subnetting. So subnetting is how we divide address into several contiguous groups. So assign each group into smaller network called subnet. We'll see one example of subnetting. Supernetting means in class C we have only 8 bits for the number of hosts. The organization got class C address, but it wants the net ID portion to be reduced and have more amount of number of hosts. Okay, in that case it will use supernetting. Class C block did not satisfy the needs of most organization which needed more than 255 address. Suppose an organization needs 1000 address. So what it will do? It will have 4 blocks of 255 addresses, which means it will have thousands, and for each of these 4 blocks it can use 2 bits. So 2 bits. So if organized, supernetting will decrease the number of ones in the mask. So those 2 bits will move to this network, from this network portion to this host portion. So we have 4 groups which are determined by these bits, which forms part of this host number. So the net ID reduces by 2. So from /24 we are reducing the mask to 22, which means the common portion is only 22 bits and remaining 2 bits for deciding which among the 4 groups. So it becomes part of the host address. So like that you can use supernetting and subnetting in classful addressing to vary this number of in the mask. Okay, so that is how subnetting and supernetting is done. So the flaws of class full address, it run out of address in class A and B, and class C block is too small for most organizations. So it was obsolete and replaced with classless addressing. Now in classless addressing, the block size or the net ID portion is variable. Only 3 restrictions are there. Address must be contiguous. Number of address in a block should be power of 2. In a network should be power of 2. First address should be evenly divisible by the number of address. We'll see an example of these 3 restrictions. So block of address granted to a small business that needs 16 addresses. A business firm needs 16 address. So this is granted this from 32 to 47 varying 16 address, and this is the common portion net ID. This is the host ID. We can just see by viewing this. This is the net ID and this is the host ID. The address are contiguous. The number of address is a power of 2. So this is 16 is a power of 2. The first address when convert to decimal, you convert to decimal is this, and you divide it by 16. It goes into this number and you will get this. So 16 address. So these 3 we can verify. So these are the 3 restrictions by using this variable n. So mask is a 32-bit number in which the n leftmost bits are 1. The variable n decides the mask n, and 32 minus n rightmost bits are 0. So in classless n can take any value from 0 to 32. In classful it was 8 or 16 or 24. So n defines the whole block or the net ID portion. The first address, the last address, number of address, etc. all can be found, and we'll see an example. So in general IPv4 addressing, a block address can be defined as x dot y dot z dot t slash n, in which x dot y dot z dot t defines one of the addresses and the slash n defines the mask. The n leftmost bits which are kept fixed 1 and the other 32 minus n fixed 0 defines the mask. So this is the standard notation. Let us see one of the address. So the first address in the block can be found by setting the rightmost 32 minus n bits to 0. We will see an example. We will take an address, set the first 32 minus n bits to 0 and get the first address. So find first and last and the number of address. So we are required to find these. Given that a block of address is granted to a small organization, we know that one of the address is this one, 205 16 37 39 slash 28. 207 16 37 39, somewhere here. One of the address we know. However, we know the mask. Is 28. So first 28 bits you put 1, and remaining one you put 0, you will get the mask. So this one, this 205 is this one, 16 is this one, 37 is this one, and 39 is this one. This is the binary representation. So in this address, if we set 32 minus n, 32 minus 28 is 4 bits to 0, we will get the first address. So you set this one, this one, this one, this one to 0. We are setting this much to 0, you will get the first address, which will be 205 16 37 32. 205 16 37 32. And if we set the 32 minus 28 rightmost bit to 1, we get this one. If we set 32 minus 28 rightmost bit to 1, so all the 4 you put 1, you get the last address, which is 47. So variation is occurring in this portion, 0 0 0 0 to 1 1 1 1, 16 addresses. So that we can find out if you know this 28. And the value of n is 28, which means that the number of address is 2 raised to 32 minus 28 or 16, 2 raised to 4, which is actually the block size shown in previous figure. Okay. So the mask we haven't found out. We can find out. We can just put 28 once and remaining 0 and again do this calculation. That example we'll see. So last address of the block can be found out by setting rightmost 32 minus n bits to 1. അവസാനത്തെ 32 minus 28 4 ബിറ്റ് 1 ആയാൽ ലാസ്റ്റ് അഡ്രസ്സ് കാണാം. ഫസ്റ്റ് അഡ്രസ്സ് അവസാനത്തെ 4 0 ആയാൽ ഫസ്റ്റ് അഡ്രസ്സ് കിട്ടും. And the number of bytes is 2 raised to 32 minus n is 28. 32 minus 28 is 4. So just knowing the mask and one of the address, you can find the first address, last address and number of address. So finding first address, last address and number of address using mask. We didn't use the mask. So particularly if you are writing a program in a computer, how that computer will find out. So using this slash 28, computer will put 28 ones and 4 zeros, and this is the mask. So the given address, our given address is this one. This one, 205 16 37 39 the binary representation. Abhi binary representation the a binary portion ആ അഡ്രസ്സിനെ നമ്മൾ മാസ്ക് എടുത്തിട്ട് മാസ്കിൽ ആദ്യം എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ആദ്യത്തെ 28 ഫസ്റ്റ് 28 are ones and remaining 0. You just do this XOR and you get this as the first address. You do the mask complement. Computer can do in a program mask complement, and you XOR, you get the last one. And just the mask complement, you get the number of address. So finding first address, last address and number of address using mask, particularly useful when we are writing a program to find these pieces of information. You just need to know the /n, which means if it is 28 ones and 4 zeros constitute the mask. So from which you can put the zeros and ones, and from the mask you can find the number of address. Now how to get IP address? So network address, logical address or the IP address is obtained from the internet service provider. Okay, so internet service provider gets address space. So this portion was not covered last class. So yeah, this portion was covered. Okay, this also I told, I think. So the IP address is available by getting allocation from ISP. ISP has an address space which it gets from another organization, and that organization is ICANN, Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. So the ISP gets a block of address from ICANN. They allocate address, manages DNS, assigned domain names, ICANN. So this ISP now gets a block of address from which the user will get particular address. This organization has been given addresses from the ISP. So either it is hardcode or it can be dynamic plug and play also is there. This is there in our syllabus DHCP. So either it is hardcore by the system admin or it is plug and play. Two possibilities are there. So this is the organization from which ISP gets block of address. So subnetting, I told that earlier. How to determine subnet is you just detach from each interface. You get islands, and each one the network portion becomes the subnet. So there are 3 subnet. These blue islands are the subnet. Okay, that is how we find subnet, by detaching from these interfaces. So those common portion would be this net ID. The varying portion would be the host ID. So here 24, 24, 24. First 3 bytes. First 3 bytes are the net ID. So /24 means 3 bytes are net ID. Now, when an organization gets a address, the first address is not assigned to any device within the organization, and that is used as network address. The network address defines organization network. So an organization will get say 32 address or 64 address or something like that, out of which the first address is not assigned to any device, and that is called the network address. That represents the organization to the rest of the world. Okay. So an organization is granted 16 address, and it is connected to an internet via this router. So this router has 2 addresses. One belongs to the granted block and other belongs to the network at the other side. So 205, 16, 37, 32, 28. So this is this network configuration for the block. So based on this mask /28, so it can be 32, 28 or any number 32, 3, 28. So 33, 28 to 47, 28 are given to the host. 33, 28 to 47, 28 are given to the host within this network. However, 32 is not given. So actually it is getting all these addresses 32 to 47 x dot y dot z dot t slash n, where n is 28. So 16 is possible. First one is not allocated to any of these devices. Starts from 30. So this organization appears to this rest of the internet as 32. 205.16.37.32 slash 28. So first one is the represents the organization. Now actually in IP address there is two hierarchical structure. There is two level. First one is the network prefix and next one is the host ID. So n leftmost bits of address x, y, z, t slash n define the organization. This n, and 32 minus n defines the particular host. So this 4 bits defines the host within this network. That is the meaning of this hierarchical structure. When we use subnetting, we are increasing this portion. When you use supernetting, we will increase this portion. For a class C, we use supernetting. We will combine for 254 to 1000. Then you will extend this to this. In class A, this is less. We will group many into smaller ones. Then you will extend this to this. So we will see one example. Each address in the block can be considered as a two-level hierarchical structure. Leftmost n bits defines network and rightmost 32 minus n bits define the host. That is this hierarchical structure of IP address. Two levels without subnetting. When you have subnetting, there will be variation. See this. By subnetting, we will add bits. Okay. We will see an example. A subnetted network. An organization is given a block 17, 12, 40, 0/26 which contains 64 addresses. Now this organization has 3 offices and needs to divide the addresses into 3 subblocks of 32, 16 and 16 addresses. Okay. So 26 means 26 bits for the mask, or 26 bits for the net ID, and remaining 6 bits for the hosts. So 6 bits for the host. So actually we will see that we are actually, instead of 26, 27 and 28 would appear. 27 and 28 instead of 26. The rest of the world it would appear as 26. So the other subnetting is within this organization. So we'll see how it is done. So 17, 12, 14, 31. 12, 14, 1. So this is 17, 12, 14, 63. 17, 12, 14, 16, 9. 17, 12, 14, 47. 17, 12, 14, 43. All messages sent to router address that connects organization to rest of the internet. The router routes the message into appropriate subnet. So based on this address, router receives this packets. Organization has its own mask and each subnet also has its own mask. So subnet will have a mask. So how we do this? How it is done internally? So we can find the new mask by the following arguments. So organization requirement is 16, 16, 32. So here 31 to 1, this is 32, this is 16, 16. 16 means 4 bits. So only 28 can goes to net ID portion. Only 4 is required of 32. Again 16 means 28 can go to net ID and only 4 is required for the host. This is 32 means 5 is required for the host ID portion and 27 can go to the net ID portion. So that sort of mapping will be done here. So suppose the mask for the first subnet is N1. So this is the first subnet. Then 32 minus N1 must be 32. For these 32 groups, 32 minus N1. N1 is how to fix N1. N1 must, which means N1 is 27. What we just saw logically, we need 32 means 5 bits. So 2 raised to that 5 N1, 32 minus that 5, 27 will be the mask here. And for 16, second group 28, and again for 16, 28. So this is how masks are fixed within the organization. This appears as a address here, and internally it is divided. So from 26 you are increasing the number of ones to 27 and 28 by subnetting. Earlier we saw supernetting, in which 256 4 groups were combined to form 1000, in which the net ID portion was decreased. That is supernetting. Making a larger group, and this is making a smaller group. Subnetting is making smaller group and supernetting is making larger group, because the class size n was fixed. Now another example, an ISP. Okay, ISP got address, a block of address. From where ISP gets address? It is from ICANN, from the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names. ISP gets block of address, and from ISP organizations get address. We get address from ISP. ISP get address from this ICANN. Now this ISP is providing, service provider is providing addresses to 3 groups of customers. So first group has 64 customers, they need 256 address. Second group has 128 customers, which needs 128 address. Third group has 128 customers, each needs 64 address. So how ISP divides this into many address and do the allocation, an example is given. I just put that is not required actually. So I just to and from the internet. So this ISP is granted a portion of address like this, and it divides groups. One group 24 is the mask, so larger number of hosts are there. 25 is the mask, means smaller number of hosts. 26 is the mask, means again much smaller number of. So group 3 is only 64, so the mask is larger. Here mask is a bit smaller, because net ID hosts are increasing. Here mask is still smaller. You need 6 bits. First group you need 6 bits. Okay, so based on that, each group customer needs 256 address. This means 8 bits are needed to define each host. 256 means 8 bits are required. അപ്പോൾ ബാക്കി 24 is remaining. So based on that, for all these group 64, each customer will be given this /24, because each customer has 256 addresses. Like that it will divide. So 24, the first address is like this, second address, second customer, third customer. So you can just track this and then find out. And the second group needs 128 addresses, which means that 7 bits are needed. Third each group needs, each customer need 64 address, which means 6 bits are needed. And finally, it will find out these and allocate. So this is how the allocation is done based on addressing. And this portion, which I haven't talked in the class, so I will just explain here, because next day also I have to do the same thing. So there is certain range of address called private network address. So any organization can use an address out of this set without permission from the internet authorities. These are called private address. Everyone knows these are reserved address. They are unique inside the organization but not unique globally. No router will forward a packet that has one of these addresses as the destination address. So we will find this 172.16.00 in our organization. In other organization also it will be there. It will be so these address we don't require to get permission from the internet authorities. It is privately used address, but not unique globally. These are the reserved address. They are unique within the organization. So within the organization we can have this. So no router will forward a packet that has one of these addresses as the destination address. So there is a network address translation table. We will look at that later.